Hello, everyone, and welcome to my 5-star roster review, where I look at I basically go through my entire 5-star teams and champions, and basically just talk about my plans for what I intend to do with these 5 stars, who I intend to power up, who I would like to get over who I like to get, who I like to power up, rank up, and perhaps in the order of which I find useful, and for my team, basically. We'll go by class, and we'll first start from the top. Start with the science class, and science I have quite a lot of 5 stars, which I should. Okay, I should probably have started by saying that I have 35 5 stars right now, and I pulled all of these from basic 5-star crystals, featured 5-star crystals, various legendary crystals, a couple of grandmaster crystals. Where else did I get them? Just pretty much it. I think I can't remember getting a 5-star from anything else. I've not done the 5-star arena to get that. Yeah. So, getting back to this, as you can see, I have about eight science 5 stars, which is actually not too bad. It's a little more than average if you look at the fact that there are 6 classes here. It means I am actually a little overrepresented if you think about it. Although what's that? There are some classes which are definitely less champions, like Mystic, which had only one new addition in the past year, in 2018, and only this year we're getting a third Mystic champion, which is frankly disappointing. Although I sincerely hope that Clairvoyant, aka I guess the classic Black Widow, will actually be a good Mystic champion, closer to Symbiote Supreme rather than Ebony Maw or Diablo, who are basically trash tiers. So looking at my 5-star roster for science, what do we see? Well, most of these champions are actually pretty usable. Even Rhino, who regrettably was my first 5-star champion I ever pulled from the Deadpool arena back in the first time it came out in December 2017. And I used him for a bit because he has quite a bit of health on him at about a at about rank 125. He has about 10,000 health. Not too bad for when I only had 1 or 2 4 stars that were at most rank 3. So I used them, but then I quickly dropped it once I got better ones. And within science, I actually don't really use them that much. Wasp and Quake are powered up, partly because I think there might be times where they come in handy. Same for MODOK, who is currently an Alliance War defender. The one I've really used the most in recent weeks is actually She-Hulk, because her buffs are frankly amazing. When she lands a heavy, she inflicts a slow debuff, which prevents the opponents from actually going into unstoppable or triggering any evades, which is really great for me because I don't I really not really great for me. It's great for everyone in that I have someone who can actually counter champions like Spider Gwen, Nightcrawler, Juggernaut, Thing. I don't think she works on Korg, and she can also do a bit of reverse healing, which is awesome. And the past couple of months, I've actually used her quite a lot in my B team to clear monthly content, because my other champions are locked up in Alliance War, Alliance Quest. So, which I use a lot. Captain America, I just pulled, really lucky pull there, and if I probably will awaken him, but it will actually split a lot of my 6 stones, 5-star generic 6 stones, if I were to awaken him. It's quite a dilemma if the summon appreciation 5-star awakening gem should be science. Should I just use it on Captain America because he can with by being awakened and with a tech champion on his team, he actually can inflict a petrify debuff, which reverses healing like She-Hulk, but his I think are more consistent. She-Hulk needs to be use a special too, then you get the petrify. He on the other hand, I think as long as you parry, you can keep inflicting debuffs on the opponent, which is great. Yellow Jacket I don't use at all because he's not that great. I used to use him a lot when he was a 3-star, and 3-stars were like my best champions. But ever since then, he's fallen out of favor. I think I got him from the Gwenpool Goes to the Movies event. From the what was that? I think it was the Legendary Crystal at the time, which was good. Which was I think it's agreed that any 5-star from that would be good, even if it had been Iron Patriot. Hulk I'm not using because Hulk is pretty underrated. He's poison immune like She-Hulk, but Hulk doesn't really have that much utility. He can stack a lot of damage, and I think he has some neat synergies with other champions. But other than that, he doesn't have that much. I feel like She-Hulk would have been him had he. She-Hulk. Okay, wait. Hulk would have been She-Hulk had he been released in 2019. And that's pretty much it for science. It's not the class I use a lot. Now we go to skill, where I only have 4 champions, but it's basically overpowered because it has my most used champion and my favorite champion of the lot that I use a lot because and I credit him with helping me clear a lot of content, which is basically Blade, and he was my 5th 5-star, which I actually was pretty grateful for because my first 4, the best one was a Yondu, which we will get to later on. And Blade is pretty much the only one I use. Aegon is at rank 3 because I'm just holding him there in case I would get a skill gem, in which case I would give it to Aegon. He needs it more than Blade. Blade is still good on Awaken. It's just that he doesn't get the regeneration when he holds block. And he can heal based on his power bar, and he only heals up to 70%. Winter Soldier, I unfortunately awakened him after pulling him from the Gwenpool Goes to the Movies event, 5-star crystal. Black Panther, I pulled him in a basic crystal, and I powered him up to rank 2 for an Avengers Infinity War, Endgame objective, which was to rank up a 5-star Avenger from rank 1 to 2, I think. And at the time I didn't have Hulk, so yeah, we actually wasted Catalyst on him, which was actually a pretty stupid thing because the rewards weren't that great. But I don't remember what the rewards were. It had to be pretty forgettable. So within this roster, if I awaken Aegon, he'll probably go to my next. He'll probably go to my next rank 4. Would I rank 5 Blade? That's a good question because it also depends on what content I'm facing that month. Winter Soldier is not going to rank 4 because it's not that good. He needs the Killmonger synergy, and as you can see, there's no Killmonger here. And my apologies, let's go back to science because from here, I never said who I take to rank 4. She-Hulk's getting nerfed, so I'll probably hold off on ranking her up any further. She's still good at rank 3 for me for now. Captain America Infinity War, would I take to rank 4? Actually, yes, I could. I would actually take him to rank 4. He has a lot of damage, a lot of utility, and as you've seen some of Cetin's videos, he has a lot of cheese factor at times, which I will admit, it can be pretty useful. Right, so on to Mutant, the other M. And here we have basically 2 champions I use, 2 champions I don't, and 3 champions I don't use at all. Even though I must admit, Gambit is supposed to be very useful in Variant 1, so if I ever get to Variant 1, I will probably touch on Gambit. I'll probably power him up to rank 2 or 3. I think this is a rank 1 Gambit. Let me just check to be sure. Yeah, that is a rank 1 Gambit. Yeah. And then I've took Omega Red to rank 4 because he's awakened. He's actually pretty lethal at rank 4, combined with his deadly His deadly signature ability, as we can see, their spores actually deal a form of degeneration damage. I'm just gonna call it degeneration with or without actually planting the degeneration debuff, and it. And so basically, he's trying to hit for his basic hits to tentacle hits to be unblockable, which is awesome. And I also have him now as trying him out as a Lion's War defender, and possibly considering to use him as a replacement for Archangel, and in my monthly event teams, where he can be the rank 4 mutant replacement, rank 4 5-star mutant replacement over my max 4-star Archangel. Havoc. Oh yes, and Omega Red is also my double immune champion because I will take him in on bleed nodes to get that death field activated and just whittle down the opponent's health very quickly. Now Havoc is actually a really great champion. He's rank 3 because I didn't take it in rank 4 because I actually preferred to use Omega Red as the immune champion at rank 4. I need a rank 4 5-star immune champion. Havoc is Incinerate immune, but Incinerate still isn't that common outside of it. I think Sunspot and Human Torch. But he's at rank 3 because his damage is lethal. He can deal, I think, based on my current mastery setup, at special 3, I think up to 50,000 damage. Just pretty good. Just very, very good. And he was very useful this month dealing with what was his name? Sunspot, because he's Incinerate immune, so Sunspot actually can't land any Incinerates on him at all, and he doesn't trigger one of the nodes on it. So really great. Gambit, Cable, Storm are pretty forgettable, other than what I previously said about Gambit. Cable, no, I don't plan on ranking him up at all. Storm is underrated, but I think I'll save the mutant. I think I'll save the Catalyst for someone more deserving. In future, would I take Havoc to rank 4? Yes, I probably would. If I get a Mutant Awakening gem, I will probably hold it based on the current roster, even though Storm is better awakened. Havoc doesn't need Awakening, and yeah, probably just hold it for an Archangel. Plain and simple. Now, Cosmic. And this is actually a pretty good team, except for Ronan and Phoenix, which I can't remember where I got her the first time. I remember the second time was from one of those free 5-star crystals they handed out in the mail, which I will not complain about because it's a free 5-star. I didn't grind for it or buy it or anything, so fine. And 6-star shards are always welcome. But I think I got her in the I think it was a legendary romance crystal in the Valentine's Day event. Ronan is unawakened. If he were awakened, I would actually be sad. I'll be okay with it because he occasionally comes in handy on months where he can actually stun lock the opponent because they stack so many buffs on themselves in the monthly event that he can just basically keep using special one. The opponent will never be able to retaliate or get out of the stun if you time it right. Heimdall doesn't actually need to be that high, but if I did, I'd probably take him to rank 3. Same for Annihilus. Hyperion could also go to rank 4, just like Venom the Duck. And of the ones here, if I got a Cosmic Awakening gem, I could actually consider using on Hyperion, if not hold it for someone like Medusa, which is the pretty standard 5-star Cosmic Champion you hold your Awakening gems for. That's and Hyperion, as we all know, it's actually one of those rare champions who is lethal on offense and defense. We all hate fighting Hyperion in Alliance War. Before they overhauled the Alliance War system, I usually fight a Hyperion on path as my very first opponent, and if I didn't fight well enough, I'd end up giving up a kill, which sucks really. It frankly just sucks. Start off your Alliance War with a death. Annihilus, he's getting a buff, so I'm actually going to take him to rank 3, and if he's really good, I can make him my next rank 4. He has a host of immunities as long as his Cosmic Control Rod is up, and I'm not sure if he needs Awakening. That's the only thing. Now, he actually has 3 immunities, which he has a triple immunity, which is kind of makes him like a Iceman. Only these are the lesser immunities, because okay, frostbite and as of now, and the recording of this video, and cold snap are really just on Iceman. I know the new Vision Arcus, he has I think cold snap, so at least his immunity extends a little further now. Incinerate is actually becoming a better immunity now because of champions like Human Torch and Sunspot. Even though we've already had Incinerate champions, I think in the form of what's this name, Hyperion, whose Heat Vision, Superman Heat Vision, Laser Eye style actually does inflict Incinerate. Vulture has also inflicts Incinerate, but Nihilus having these immunities, he is becoming more. It is becoming more common to see champions utilize them, and as a result, his immunities are becoming more useful. As well as he has a, let me see if it's here. There's a particular, he counters 2 champions. I think, is it under synergies? Ah, yes, he actually counters Dark Hawk specifically and Hulk Ragnarok in name. He also becomes let me look at it here. I think if you taunt him, he gains true accuracy, unblockable, and unstoppable, which means he actually does counter Stark enhance Spider-Man in a way, which is good. So for the near future, I might actually I will probably take Hyperion to rank 4, Annihilus to rank 3, and I will hold him until then, unless I get a much better cosmic champion like Corvus, who I will say it here now, if I get him, he straight away goes to rank 5. He'll be my first rank 5 champion, because that is just an insane amount of damage. Unless I get Corvus as a 6-star, my first 6-star, that would be crazy, but I would not complain about any other 6-star for a long time if I ever land Corvus as a first 6-star. So Kabam, if you want one satisfied customer, give me Corvus as my first 6-star. Okay, I'm not that far away. It's just a month away or a week away, depending on how fast I can gather 6-star shards. And the other champions here, okay, Heimdall could go to rank 3, but he's probably going to be pushed back. Ronan is not going to be ranked up until he gets awakened. So that's it for Cosmic. Yes, I know I skipped Phoenix from saying what plans I have for her, because I have no plans for her. Oh, she does have Incinerate. Yeah, I think she does. But no, it's not a champion that I'm ever going to power up at all, unless she gets buffed. Which we kind of missed an opportunity with the Dark Phoenix movie, because as bad as that movie was, we could at least have had a buffed Phoenix to begin with, which would have been nice. Okay, now Tech, Star-Lord is always arguably the champion I'd credit with helping me get uncollected, because clearing the last few chapters in 5.2, Star-Lord and Archangel were just instrumental in getting the job done to sheer damage. If someone was bleed immune or poison immune, I use Star-Lord. If they could be bled and poisoned, I use Archangel. Blade actually wasn't that useful for me in those last few chapters. So when I awakened Star-Lord from my second featured 5-star of Crystal, when he was inside the 5-star featured pool, I took him to rank 4. It really was a no-brainer. Now, Stark Enhanced Spider-Man, yeah, he's definitely worth a rank 4, but the question is, will I rank for him over Sentinel? There's a real matter of debate for me, because Sentinel is actually very useful for Variant now. He's actually gotten more useful as time went by. I remember when he first came out, people were saying, "Oh, he's okay. He'll probably be all right on Alliance War defense." His mutant charges are his analysis charges are fine, but as time has gone by, he's actually gotten more and more useful. In currently for Variant 2, he's an XL size champion, so you can bring him to counter to avoid triggering a lot of the glancing effects. Variant 3, he's actually there are nodes that actually favor using Sentinel on top of any other tech champion in the game. And if awaken, he's actually much better because you can ramp up your analysis charges much faster by baiting out the same specials over and over, preferably special 1. But right now he's unawakened, so I will probably hold off on ranking him up unless I get him awakened, or if I get him a 6-star, he's actually not getting awakened. Because I would just use a 6-star version, the damage output would be higher because 6-stars are like 5-star rank 4s when they are at rank 1. That makes sense. If that's the case, Dark Spidey would be my next rank 4 champion because he's actually quite frail. That's the downside of using Dark Spidey. He is actually he only has about 14,000 health at rank 3, but if we look at someone like Sentinel, who is really really tanky, he has 17,000 health, almost 18,000. It's actually about almost a third difference. A 33% health difference when it comes to the two champions. Star-Lord at 17,000, which at rank 3, which actually really surprised me because he never looked like he was that kind of thick defensive champion who can take hits. And if you look at the other 4 champions in this pool, in this roster, they're not worth powering up. Yondu is underrated, but I'm not going to waste any more catalysts when I have actually much better champions to power up, either as tech champions or as any 5-star champion even. Oh, again, Rocket, yeah, not powering him up. Civil Warrior, no. Punisher 2099 is supposed to be underrated, but no, I'm not ever going to power him up. Other than that one time, which I don't know why I didn't. I think it's because I needed to spend tier 4 on catalysts. Civil Warrior, no. No, definitely not. Okay, and then we go to Mystic, arguably. Actually, perhaps my worst class of his 5 stars, because now these are not all terrible champions. Juggernaut pulled up a Grandmaster Crystal, so that's good. Guillotine, Dormammu, Hood all came from basic 5 stars. And I really enjoy using Hood and Dormammu, even though their damage is lower than I expected, but they both have useful buff nullifying properties or power draining properties. Power control, which is great. Guillotine has heal reversal. Will I power up to rank 3? Yes, of course. Now for Hood and Dormammu, would I power them up to rank 4? That's a question that I'm not too sure, but I don't think so. If I got a Mystic Awakening gem, I would probably hold it for someone like Symbiote Supreme or Magic. Or even Morningstar, because she's actually much better awakened. If I got a Morningstar, I would take her to rank 4 actually. Because she has immunity, if awakened, she actually copies opponents' buffs, she sort of leeches off them. And I would actually consider using a Mystic Awakening gem on her as well. If the 5-star gem that I get turns out to be Mystic. But there's really one champion here that I would love to get more than anything else, and that would be a 5-star Ghost Rider, because I'm using Blade, and currently Blade is really good. No question about it. Ghost Rider gives him the villain's synergy that allows him to apply Danger Sense to all villain champions. But the problem with that is that I have to bring a Ghost Rider, and my Ghost Rider currently is a max 4-star, which was good some time ago, but at where I am at, he doesn't do enough damage, so I would like to get a 5-star Ghost Rider, take him to rank 4, and bring him to Alliance War, and not have to worry about using a champion that doesn't have much damage output at all. That's part of the reason why I kept getting killed by Hyperion, was because Ghost Rider can kill him fast enough, and if I miss a step or mess up in any way, I'm gonna take a special 3 and probably die. So Ghost Rider will probably be my most wanted Mystic champion here. Oh, I realized I never said if I got a tech gem, what would I use it on here? Probably Sentinel, unless I get a better 5-star champion that really needs awakening, which I can't really think of any off the top of my head, so it's probably going to be Sentinel for now. Unless I were to awaken him, then that would change everything. In the 5-star crystal I will be opening in the next few days, using the 5-star shards I've gathered from the Sinister Labs calendar and the Sinister Labs themselves. Yes. Now, overall, who would I rank next? That is a good question that I will have to let's sort them. Okay, next. Okay, I'm in a position where now that I have Omega Red as the immune champion, I would like to rank a damaging champion, which, if we look at it here, just in the first row, all right, it rules out. We can rule out Wasp. I don't like using her Stark Spidey, possible contender, but I would like actually to rank up Havoc and perhaps Aegon, because Aegon can actually shrug off debuffs if you crit. So, and he can really stack those. He could actually be useful in clearing a lot of story content. Story content in Act 5, potentially Act 6, and even in monthly event quests. But I need to awaken him first. So, if 5-star awakening gem day comes and goes, and I've not awakened him, and I can awaken and I rank up a 4-star, another 5-star, I will probably give it to Havoc or Hyperion, one of them. But I'm leaning towards Havoc because he is. I had a lot of fun playing him. I remember using him a lot, and I also remember that Havoc kicked off a really great run of amazing 5-stars or dupes of amazing 5-stars. Because after Havoc, I got Havoc. Then we scroll down. I pulled Hulk. Then on my birthday, I put Hyperion. That's amazing. Then I pulled Dormammu. Still good. Actually was a champ I really wanted for the Blade synergy. And after that, I got a bit of bad luck with Rocket Raccoon. Pulled myself up with Guillotine. Then the Grandmaster luck kicked in. Pulled Stark Spidey. And suddenly the Trinity was back on for a bit. Then after that, I duped Star-Lord again. Another 26. Who can complain? Dupe Awaken Omega Red, sorry. Then that basically decided my next rank 4, and also another rank 4 that's also from a different class. And after Omega Red, it was Aegon. Aegon. That is one amazing champion that will be I have one tough time awakening. Finally, I will also. After that, I pulled Captain America Infinity War. I was genuinely expecting to pull someone really bad or just mediocre. And I thought I'd be getting Old Man Logan for the second time, because it actually appeared like it was going to stop on Old Man Logan. The first, when I awakened Omega Red, then suddenly rolled over, and I was thinking, okay, fine, Old Man Logan I can live with because he's getting a buff. But Awaken Omega Red, that trumps him completely. So yeah, then that's why I thought, well, so many great champions in a row, surely I'm probably due a bad one. And then I got Captain America Infinity War instead of Old Man Logan, or who was next to Captain America, Awakening Guillotine, which I don't think she needs it. And that brings me here to this roster review and plans, where sum it up, the next 5-stars that I will rank up would be Havoc, if he's awakened, Aegon, if not awakened, then perhaps Hyperion. Actually, yeah. If it's not Aegon, then it'd be, in the case of Aegon not being awakened, it'd be Havoc, Hyperion, and after that perhaps that'll be in terms of rank 4 actually. Stark Spidey. And if then after that, it depends on whether Sentinel and Aegon can be awakened. Because if they can be awakened, I would take Aegon. Actually, no, I will take Sentinel first because. Oh, actually, do I really need 3 rank 4 5-stars? Anyway, never mind. I'm just rambling. So, okay, my next 3 would definitely be Havoc, Hyperion, Stark Spidey. It's a good mix of champions because Havoc Incinerate immune, Hyperion Poison immune. Stark Spidey will be good in dealing with those silly unblockable nodes where I can screw up a little and expect Spidey to bail me out a bit. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week for my 5-star opening video.